One of the big aims of the GK-12 BooKS program is to enhance not only the skills of the high school students, but also the skills of us as graduate fellows. And we do a lot of research with the Ohio River, and we do a lot of projects with the students on the Ohio River as like the water quality sampling. But we don't want to just reach to them about water quality, we want to reach to them about different aspects about STEM technologies. So transportation system on the Ohio River is one of them, showing them there's different forms of transport and commerce in the United States, so it kind of ties in different professions.
We work with various school districts throughout the area here, along the Ohio River mostly. We try to get children in schools involved with water quality, get them interested in the environment, and we basically use the Ohio River to show them that it directly relates to them. So we take them out on the boat, we teach them about water quality, different things that can change the water quality for good and for bad, get them interested in the wildlife in the river, and hopefully that'll kind of show them that there are things that higher education does, especially that can directly relate to them, and maybe get them involved with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
The Muskingum River affects the Ohio River very immensely, as the Muskingum watershed is one of the largest in Ohio, and it flows directly into the Ohio River. And many of the schools that we work with actually are located right along the Muskingum River and are in the Muskingum River watershed. So we hope that teaching water quality practices that are smart in terms of environmental standards will really help the quality of the Muskingum, which in turn will help the quality of the Ohio River.
So the navigation system mainly is for transportation of like coal and coke and soda ash products, big things that are used in the energy industry. And so it starts in Pittsburgh and then it ends where it confluences with the Mississippi in Cairo, Illinois. It works as like a staircase system. It's the highest elevations in Pittsburgh and the lowest is in Cairo. And the locks and dams help the barges get from Pittsburgh to Cairo because it drops a little over 200 feet in elevation. So each time a barge just goes through the lock system, it raises it down to the level or raises it up to the level, depending on whether it's going upstream or downstream to get where they need to be.
Using the water, you can bring in a much larger volume, much larger loads using a single engine. So in terms of overall efficiency, you can save a lot of fuel, a lot of time even. One barge can be equal to 58 trucks on the highway, and that's just a single barge. A lot of times they'll lock several together in a tow.
So when going through the lock and dam, what makes them so efficient is they're all gravity fed. So for instance, when you're going upstream, you have the lock and dam that's actually locked on both gates, and one gate opens up to allow the boat or barge to go in there at a lower elevation than what it's going to go through. And so once the boat gets in, the lock closes the gates right behind it, and you have the boat locked in there. And using either a drain valve or a filling valve, water is pushed into the dam, flooding up the dam up to the elevation where the outflow is going to go. And then once the same elevation is reached, the gates are opened up and the barge is allowed to leave.
I am Mike Miller. I teach biology at Marietta High School. It's a great opportunity for the kids to learn to understand the river. It really brings something that's right next to them because we live right on the river, and it brings the relationship with that river to what their lives are like. This program has opened their eyes to understanding how the river changes, what things they do, how it affects the river. And before, we really didn't cover it in class because it wasn't molecular biology, it wasn't structural biology, but this is more an environmental aspect that we hadn't touched on until the program introduced itself, and I love it because it really shows the kids how it affects their everyday lives and how they should think about things to affect the river. And I think it's been a great interaction with the river, and then I love the fact that I've got the young man coming in from OU, and he brings in different ideas, different attitude, and it's fun having him because he's younger, he relates with the kids well, and it's just a fun experience and a lot of hands-on activities, which the kids like.